He mentioned as his second choice a Paul Maloney horse. Well, there's no Paul Maloney horse in the final declarances of the race, so that's that. The RSA, Matt Nicholls saying the champ will have schooled after falling, so may improve. He didn't think Copperhead had the ability. Manila Indo, he said, stays and jumps well. Fergal felt, though, that Champ had been wayward at Newby, he wasn't really impressed with him. Although Copperhead is a little short, he felt that was his choice. James Griffin said Champ has the ability. Manila Indo wouldn't like the ground, but if the horse turned up with legendary, so I would say Fawdon would be his choice. Poor Carberry was not keen on Champ and felt the ground would be too soft for Fawdon over 3 miles, and he liked Manila Indo. Ian Robinson liked Fawdon, and he likes Alloa, but he thinks Alloa is actually running in the wrong race. He doesn't think Copperhead was a class, doesn't like Pim, and he's going for Salsaretto as an alternative there. Matt Nicholls doesn't like Copperhead, and Two for Gold, who I've mentioned at a previous preview event by someone as a possibility, but if they did one, is a non-runner. Ian Robinson said Champ has quirks and he doesn't think he's a true 3-mile horse. Champion Chase, Fergal O'Brien's choice was definitely to sow. Ultio having had a hard race last time out. And Nicky Henson's trying to convince him Ultio's okay, and all of this, of course, is before today when we found that Ultio may not be okay. Matt Nicholls goes to Ultio. Ian Robinson goes to definitely to sow as the most competitive field he thinks that Ultio has ever faced. However, he does feel that Sacre Passoir will not get home. Ultio has a hard race last time out. Gordon Brown goes for Ultio. James Griffin says a 3-horse race, and Ultio's his nap of the meeting. Definitely so, he says the Ryanair horse. And that Chaplain Passoir finished very slowly at Leopardstone and may struggle to quite get home up the hill. Poor Carberry saying his choice here is Ultio, and he loved to ride in these sort of races. When he was a jockey at the festival. Poor Costello says Ultio, and James Griffin added in damn $dollars each way if there's 8 runners. I said as long as Bryony Foss doesn't ride the horse. So you've got 2 things there. There's a selection if there's 8 runners exactly, I think it's a dead 8 he's looking for, and Bryony Foss doesn't ride. Then there's a comment about the going, and typical poor Carberry, they'll be going very quick. I think talking partly anything about the 2 miles, Champion Chase. Matt Nicholls saying all Henderson cares about is Cheltenham, and that may well be true. He's got, of course, great record there. Across country, Paul Costello thinks Tiger Roll is a certainty. Ian Robertson, interestingly, feels that the cheese wedge might be an issue for Tiger Roll. Paul Carberry actually going for easy lands in the race. James Griffin stating that James Weaverley, a former jockey, I know, of course, very now well connected in France, saying all the talk in France is actually about easy lands. There's a lot of talk about Tiger Roll here. There's a lot of talk about easy lands in France. A personal comment, I hope Easy Lands has a more friendly owner than Tiger Roll. Matt Nicholls saying that Tiger Roll needs to be in the top 3 to qualify for the Grand National. That is, bluntly, want another word, rubbish. I was surprised to find out he needed to run the race to qualify for the Grand National, and I'm now realising that he had, checking the rules again, that I knew he had to be in the top 3 in a 3-mile chase. I didn't realise you had to run over chase in the season, and Matt Nicholls is basically wrong, I'm afraid, there. I put a couple of question marks by his comment, and he is wrong. Fred Winter, Juvenile Hurdle, also known as the Boodles. James Griffin looking for Away with the Sea and Palladium. Paul Costello, Navajo Pass. And James Griffin basically saying that Donald McCain's horses don't really run on soft ground. Paul Carberry like Tradamore for this race. A Gordon Elliott horse who'd run at Furless. The Boodles Fred Winter, in Robinson liking as Santaroo in the race, and Matt Nicholls liking Night Edition, I think trained by David Pipe. Champion Bumper for Carberry, in Robinson going for Appreciate It. Fergal O'Brien going for Asker Honeybee. Matt Nicholls going for Amiral, trained by Tom Lacey, and Paul Costello going for One True King. Fergal Bryan also gave a mention to Here But Comes McCoy, trained by Ollie Murphy. Ian Robinson feels that Queensbrook is the best Gordon Elliott horse in the race. And then they talked to Gordon Elliott straight after that, actually. And he was saying that Sunday morning he would decide what race Andrew Allen is. And he was saying if it was soft, then it would be the Supreme. If not, it wasn't that soft, it would be Ballymore. And as you might know, obviously, yesterday, they decided it wasn't too bad, and therefore the Ballymore is the option there. He says Abracadabra does actually need soft ground. He likes Curse Sublime each way in the Champion Hurdle. He then talked about an afternoon chase, saying Ravenshill runs and Jamie Codd rides, and we all know what a great record Jamie Codd has around Cheltenham. The RSA says Battle of Dorian may not turn up, and says Apple's Jade wears blinkers in the stairs hurdle. It's difficult for him to hear interviewed by phone. I think he may have said it was her last race. He said Tiger Roll is basically fine. Samco runs in the Mars Chase, and Delta Work is preparation is perfectly good. The Mars Chase, Alloa was Ian Robinson's main choice, but he also mentioned Itchy Feet, Mr. Fisher and Reserve Tank. James Griffin also going for Alloa, saying Mr. Fisher could be an entry horse. He also likes Melon, who schooled well with cheek pieces and fancies that one each way. Matt Nicholls, for Itchy Feet might not be man enough, for Alloa maybe more 3-miler. For he is a 12-year-old with two pretty hard races. Samco's had a wind operation, and somebody, I thought it was really poor Carberry, but I'm not sure who it was, cut in saying it may be a lack of guts. I didn't hear who it was, I couldn't quite catch which of the panel said that as a joke. Possibly a joke. Fergal O'Brien going for Itchy Feet, who felt love of ground and actually didn't mind Samcro. Paul Carberry saying he rode Samcro before it's won down Royal, when of course he was still riding, and it was a machine then. The jockey had schooled him and said he was in good form. Ian Robinson saying Samcro was a cliff horse, as a horse you tend to fall off a cliff betting. I remember doing that with the old Scott Feig 20 years ago, backing it a few times, and it never turning up at all when I backed it. And he felt Samcro had a wind operation, and he suspected it wasn't the first one he probably had. And he felt it should be 70-1, not 7-1 for the race. And James Griffin saying that proclaimed Samcro last year was scoping dirty. This year it's his wind, so he can't have Samcro. He felt the horse may have done too much too young. Well, Chase, James Griffin's choice is Appetard. Min possibly second. The Riders on the Storm is a possibility of a place for the horse. And another comment of a slight dislike of Bryony Frost. It's in a previous video. There's not only one preview video where Bryony Frost, the hype is becoming a bit much with certain people. Paul Costello doesn't want Fawdon. I don't know if anything to do with Bryony Frost. I think maybe just Jimmy doesn't want the horse. But he likes Riders on the Storm. Matt Nicholls, not Fawdon, but likes Min. Fergal Bryan also likes Min. Ian Robinson wants Appetard. He also mentioned to do that Nicky Henson's very good at freshening up horses. And they made a comment not related directly to what we're saying, but I was trainers are complaining about the official handicap mark, and then they still win. Paul Carberry likes Appetard, not Fawdon.